Happy FriYay. That's right. Work week's done. It's on the way out. And we're going to talk about R.I.P.D. Don't go anywhere.
Previously on the Nerdy Ronin Network.
What I had new tool. Naughty fail.
Man, I gotta say, my favorite day of the week is always FriYay. That's right. Excuse me. I just had to clear my throat so I can tell you just how much I love FriYay. The work week is such a stressful time, and it just seems to draw on and on. But when FriYay is here, I know the weekend is near. That's right. How y'all doing? I hope you've had a great week. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you very much if you have. In the description down below are some things that we think are awesome. Nobody pays us. It's just what we see as great products. Feel free to check it out. You might find something you love, like coffee. So, it's a known fact that there's a lot of comic book movies out there that are no good. Man, excuse me. Marvel, who started out great, are on a downward spiral now, and they can't get out of their own way. But this movie was based on a comic book, and although not great, I enjoyed it. That's right. And it wasn't because Ryan Reynolds was in it. Although him being in it was the original reason I watched this when it first came out. The reason I love this movie is Jeff Bridges. That's right. Let's look at it, shall we? R.I.P.D. Rest in Peace Department. 2013, PG-13, hour and 36 minutes. Starring Ryan Reynolds, Jeff Bridges, Mary Louise Parker. Here's the thing. It's about a cop who's killed by his own partner, and he joins a group of celestial, if you will, law enforcement officers called the Rest in Peace Department. There's much more to it. Obviously, it's not just that simple. It's a bit convoluted. And I know Jeff Bridges said in an AMA, I believe it was, on the internet, which isn't Ask Me Anything, that the reason the movie ended up being convoluted and not great like it could have been was studio interference. And that happens a lot. When a studio thinks they know more than the artists, and I use artists as a relative term, the original maker of the property or a director or what have you, the studio thinks they know more. So they cut a movie badly, or the way they want it to be, instead of following the idea of the director. So, long-winded way of saying, evidently, the reason this movie is as poorly received as it is because of the studio. And that's too bad. The idea, the story itself, is fantastic. It's extremely unique. It's a delight. It should be wonderful. And it's not. But it's definitely watchable and definitely enjoyable. At least to me. I've never read the source material, so I cannot speak to that. But the story itself, the characters, it's a great buddy cop movie with a supernatural edge to it. It's kind of like Lethal Weapon, but with angels and the supernatural involved. Everybody knows Ryan Reynolds has comedic chops, so obviously he's funny in this, but the best role is Jeff Bridges. He is a brilliant actor when he's given like good dialogue. He's just brilliant. And he does a fantastic job in this as well. Now, Monday, we will be talking about the recently released sequel to this movie, which is actually a prequel to this movie, and the story of how Jeff Bridges' character came to be in the R.I.P.D. department. I'm not going to tell you what I think about that here. I'm going to wait till Monday. But as you can tell, I don't know about you, but I saw absolutely no promotional material for R.I.P.D. 2. I didn't even know it was coming out. And then suddenly it was out. And that's when I saw something from the studio that made it. So, way to go. But don't you worry. I'm pretty certain I know why they did that. And we'll get into that Monday for sure. After a nice relaxing weekend. If you've seen this movie, please let me know in the comments your thoughts on it. This is kind of one of those movies that if it's playing, if I scroll through and it's playing, 50% of the time I'll stop and watch it. It's fun. The story it's unique but not overly so. You know, it just is what it is. It's a popcorn movie to me. So, I can't give it a bad rating. I know it bombed theoretically at the box office, and that's a shame. And that's because of the studio, which I believe was Universal. And that's too bad. Universal should have known better. But my understanding is they stick their hands in the pie more often than they should when it comes to somebody's vision for something. So there you have it. Hey, I'm getting off here. I'm going to start my weekend early. And next week, of course, is Thanksgiving. Turkey Day. One of my favorite holidays because it has food in it. I hope you guys have a great weekend leading up to the Thanksgiving holidays. And we're always glad you're here. So be sure to come back and join us Monday to talk about the prequel sequel of this movie right here. Oh boy, it'll be a good one. So for Michael the microphone, Bob, squeaky chair in the back there, and this silly, fat, sensitive content nerd. We'll see you on Monday.